Hello children. Welcome back to my channel. Warning, this contains boy love and this is 18+. And if you don't like it then please get off my channel. Water pistol. Grinning face with cowboy hat. Throughout the week Kageyama has been sending strange glances over to the older setter, who would occasionally send him a wink or mouth something lewd to him. Iwazumi couldn't help but notice the strange aura around the two, finding it difficult to practice and stay focused. Kageyama, you are staying late to practice with me. Oikawa's question comes off as more of a demand. Why yes. Kageyama stutters, a blush lingering on his cheeks as he clutches the volleyball to his chest. Good boy. I'm going to teach you so much tonight. He whispers but Iwazumi hears, looking around to see if anyone else can see this bullshit. But Kunami and Kandaichi are in the world of their own, sitting way too close to each other just for them to be friends. Mum gave me some money, I could buy some mangas on the way home or eat out. No, that's too lonely, Iwazumi mumbles to himself as he changes into his school uniform, slipping off his t-shirt and staring down at his toned chest, proudly smiling to himself. Kandaichi, why you want to go to the arcade with me? Kunami asks, fidgeting his fingers and shaking his left leg up and down. Iwazumi observes, he never knew Kunami could be so shy or how stupid and oblivious Kandaichi can be. Yes. He screams in response, maybe both of them are special. Kageyama, we are going to practice a lot tonight, did you prepare yourself? Are your muscles all nice and loose? Oikawa grins, wrapping his arm around the waist of the younger setter as he whispers more dirty things in his ear. Iwazumi sighed, getting sick and bored and annoyed with all these couples. Once he finished tying up his shoes, he quickly hurried out of the locker room, shouting goodbye to everyone. Otobio Iwa-chan left his wallet here. Oikawa picks up the leather wallet and twists it around his hand. What are you saying? Kageyama asks, scrunching up his eyebrows in confusion. I know you always look up to Iwa-chan, how would you like his dick and you? Toru bends down to his level, raising a smirk on his lips. I thought you said I'm only yours. Tobio responds, a dark blush on his face. Oh, you're Tobio, but Iwa-chan can have a small taste if he wants. He chuckles, dancing his fingertips along the raven's sharp jaw. Fuck. I left my wallet at school. Shit, they probably are. No, Oikawa wouldn't. What the fuck am I saying? Of course he would. Hajime pats down his blazer and rummages through his bag, double-checking just in case. Truthfully, he just doesn't want to see his childhood best friend fuck one of his juniors. It's disturbing to even think about. Dash. Oikawa-san. Why you're being too rough. Kageyama whimpers, clawing at the metal lockers, his fingertips burning from the friction. Tobio, I told you I will be teaching you a new technique. Oikawa grunts out, thrusting his hips back and forth at a ruthless pace. Relax. You're making it hard to move. The brunette demands, offering one of Kageyama's soft cheeks a slap. More precum dripped down from Kageyama's tip, the burning sensation on his ass and Oikawa's cockhead brushing against his prostate drove him crazy. That's a good boy. Relax for me, yeah, just like that. So soft inside. Do you finger yourself to the thought of me fucking you like this? Toru moans, wrapping his arms around the younger's chest and squeezing at his slightly toned pecs. He rotates his thumbs over his swollen nipples. Oikawa-san. No chest. Tobio sobs, the pleasure bringing tears to his eyes. A loud slam of a door interrupts the two lovebirds. Oikawa steadies his pace, keeping his thrust slow but hitting his inside deep. Kageyama's dribble coats the locker as Oikawa shoves his fingers in his mouth to muffle the adorable mewls and pleads. Iwa-chan, I have your wallet over here. Oikawa screams out. Kageyama turns his head around to face his senior with open, puppy-like eyes. The older responds with a low chuckle. Shitty Oikawa, you better not have. I fucking knew it. Iwazumi shouts, getting a quick glimpse before he shields himself behind a locker to prevent himself from seeing anything further. Iwa-chan, you can use his mouth if you want. He's been trained so well. The brunette shouts out, removing his fingers from the latter's mouth and fastening you his pace. Cute sobs and moans escape from the raven's lips. Can you hear that, Iwa-chan? He's so cute, isn't he? Are you sure you don't want to shove your cock down his throat? He likes it, so you don't need to worry. He continues to persuade, spitting down on his hand and coating the younger's already wet ring to create louder squelching sounds. His hole also sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It's so soft and it wraps around your cock so well. Oikora pounds into the younger setter, tugging at his hair with one hand to arch his back and using the other to send loud, painful smacks to his bubbly ass. With every quick glance at the erotic sight, Iwaizumi felt guilt take over his body. He hated the fact that his junior looked so sexy bent over, his face shoved in the metal locker and eyes flickering shut as his mind lost control to pleasure. Iwaizumi-san. Kageyama moans, his voice hoarse from all the screaming. Iwa-chan, he wants your cock in his mouth, you can't leave your junior desperate. What type of senpai would you be? Oikora provokes, smiling happily. You're so shitty. Iwaizumi finally responds, walking over to the two. He smacks Oikora's hand from Tobio's hair and replaces it with his own, his grip more soft and gentle, surprisingly. He pulls up the younger setter and smashes his lips in his, lapping his tongue over his bottom lip, asking for entrance. Kageyama widens his mouth, allowing the senior to shove his thick tongue inside. Kageyama's hands found their way to Hajimi's shirt. He grasps on it tightly, using him as support. Iwa-chan, you are such a gentleman. Oikora teases, watching his best friend gently caress the younger boy's body, rubbing and kneading at his chest with his big hands, squeezing at the pecs. Shut up, you low-life. Iwaizumi pants out, wiping his face to get rid of the setter's spit. See, can I suck? Tobio asks, his voice sweet and innocent even though he's got a cock messing up his insides. Go ahead, baby. Hajime encourages, pulling his cock out and guiding his head down to his cock. Remember, no teeth. He mentions. Kageyama nods. Good boy, take in your senpai's thick cock. Iwa-chan, you are so big. You are bigger than M. Shut up. You will make me go limp. Iwaizumi interrupts, smacking his hand on the older setter's mouth to prevent him from speaking. He closed his eyes, drawing all his attention to the skilled setter's mouth, feeling his soft tongue hit and lick away the cum from his tip. Feeling the pulses of his moans vibrate through his dick. Once Kageyama is prepared, he deep throats his cock, clenching and relaxing his throat as he bobs his head back and forth, rippling his tongue as he pumps the cock with his mouth. That's so good, baby. Hajime moans, hitting his head against the cold locker, his chest moving up and down at an unsteady fast pace, his body slowly becoming unable to contain the pleasure. He grabs a handful of the raven's hair and slams his cock all the way down to the hilt. Tears prick at the corner of the young boy's eyes, feeling his senior's cock stretch his throat open. Without warning, Iwaizumi spurts his seed down his throat, some of it dripping from his mouth. Oikora laughs, finding his childhood friend's orgasm face to be quite amusing. Shit, baby, you are so good at sucking cock. He praises, he wipes away the cum off his chin and kisses his sweaty forehead. Sit down on the bench, shitty Oikora. Now, Iwaizumi demands, pointing to the seat. Oikora stares at him confusedly but compiles, too scared to talk back. Face Kageyama to me. He orders again. Toru pulls the younger setter off his cock, a load of cum seeps from his hole. How many times have you fucked him? Hajime questions, staring at the red hole with worry. I don't know, 3 times. Oikora responds, placing the cute first year on his cock again, thrusting up as he bounces out. What are you going to do? Oikora asks, relaxing his body, ordering Kageyama to ride his cock. I think Tobio deserves a reward, I'm just going to give him head, his cock doesn't seem to be satisfied with your small cock. Hajime comments, latching his lips over the leaking tip, sucking just on his small head to dry up the cum, swallowing the sweet taste with a smile and a satisfying hum. Why don't you fuck him then, you piece of shit? Oikora snaps, sounding offended by the spiker's words. We wouldn't want Tobio to know what real pleasure feels like, he might end up hating your cocky after taking mine. Hajime replies, chuckling at the setter's pathetic expression. You're just saying that, words don't mean shit. Actions speak louder than fucking words, don't they, Tobio? Oikora thrusts his hips up as he pushes the latter's hips down. Stop fighting. Kageyama demands, frowning and lowering his eyebrows. Oh, we are sorry, baby. Hajime responds before Oikora could. He strokes his red face, brushing his fingers over his lip. I regret allowing you to join. Toru rolls his eyes, picking up the pace as Hajime sucks the younger boy's cock, pumping his bass as he plays with the tip with his tongue. Oikura hugs his lower torso, adding a light pressure to his stomach, rubbing his hands in a circular motion. Can you feel my cock? He questions, adding more pressure to his stomach. Why yes, it feels so good. Kageyama praises, resting his head against his shoulder, exposing his neck. Oikura takes this as an offer to leave some marks. Oikura-san, Iwazumi-san, I feel so good. Tobio moans, tightening his head so Oikura can kiss and bite on his sensitive spot, leaving already reddening marks along his neck. I'm gonna come. Kageyama announces, holding onto Iwazumi's broad shoulders, thrusting his hips forward as he grinds them down, his body unable to choose between Oikura's cock or Iwazumi's warm, wet mouth. Come for me, baby. Iwazumi smirks, rubbing just the tip of his cock, playing with his foreskin, messing around with the sensitive skin. Be a good boy and come for your daddies. Oikura demands, resting the tip of his cock on his prostate, also coming deep inside the setter. NGHH Hughes. Iwazumi-san. Oikura-san. He screams, coming down Hajime's throat, panting and gasping for air, letting tears fall down from his eyes. I'm sorry, Iwazumi-san. He mumbles, wiping the tears away from his face. It's okay, baby. The spiker responds, standing up and giving the younger boy a quick peck. You are such a good boy. Toru praises, lifting the boy off his limp cock and resting him on the bench. Heikyu does not belong to me either. Warning, this fanfiction does not belong to me, neither does the fan art. Credits to the original artist and author to the fan art and the fanfiction. Well, by children smiling face with hearts.